Okay, title. We need a title.
Call it Robot Attack.
Hey there, and welcome back to the 4-year anniversary of my 3-month project. I tried recording this in the garage like I always do, but it's with non-stop helicopters and sirens and people mowing lawns, and tile saw guy is back from last year. So I decided to come out into the wilderness, and now I'm down by Lake Ontario. In case anyone ever wanted to see what Lake Ontario looked like. So the last time we spoke, I was about to embark on my freelance career. That's gone pretty good so far. I worked on a job with the great Warner McGee, bringing 7 of his characters to life, rigging and animation all done in Moto. It was a tough gig. It was a lot harder than I thought it was going to be, just because it's just a lot of work to rig 7 characters and then animate 7 characters. Each character needed an idle cycle that was 10 seconds long and like an action kind of personality cycle. It was a lot of work, but it's done, and that's good. And then as soon as I wrapped that up, then I was able to get back into Robot Attack. So yeah, 4 years later, a lot's changed. The project changed a lot from when it first started. And on this 4-year anniversary, I thought it would be kind of cool to go back to the very first meeting and see how many, if any, of the ideas actually made it from the beginning to the end.
Maybe we gotta work together to try and defeat it.
They do work together to defeat the robot. That is a huge part of the story.
I want it to look like a digger, so he has digger arms.
The digger arms, yeah, we lost those. For people new, they might not remember that at one point he was supposed to have giant construction arms, and I did model them, and I did rig them, and that was a huge, tremendous waste of time. Should he shoot lasers or machine gun bullets?
Machine gun bullets. Lasers!
They both stayed. The kids ended up with machine guns, and the robot has a laser. Yeah. Okay, what about his face?
Like red, so like it's like danger, and then we're trying to kill it.
So when you attack, he turns on red eyes and starts trying to kill you? Red eyes it is. We did keep the red eyes. Funny story, part of the reason that the red eyes stayed was because my optical flares plugin in Nuke is broken. So all I can load is the red flares. And if I go to edit them to try out any other versions, it just crashes. He now has a mouth and he screams. Red eyes, red eyes, a lot of machine guns, and then you blow him up at the end. That's how you defeat him. Pretty cool. When I came back at the beginning of May, the first robot shot I wanted to tackle was his kind of teaser shot. About a year after I finished filming, I realized I didn't have kind of like a shot of him before you actually see him in the battle, which was no good. You needed some kind of teaser along the way to up the tension and let the audience know that he's onto them. So I've always been a huge fan of like kind of shadowed reveals. I love the very first shot you see of Freddy in the first Elm Street movie where he's got the long arms. It's just creepy. I really like the Scorpion King's reveal in the second Mummy movie because he's all backlit and you kind of see there's a lot of stuff going on in there, but you can't really figure out what's happening. I love that shot, obviously, until he opens up the door and comes out and makes you cry and want your money back. Probably the best silhouette shot, my favorite, is Terminator, where he's just backlit and he's invades the compound in the dream sequence. That's an amazing shot as well, and I really wanted to try and rip that off. I did shoot some barn stuff, and I actually tried this shot years ago with the old robot model, but I got busy with other stuff and forgot about it. And when I came back to it, I realized I didn't like the shot. It was a really exaggerated low angle, and it was too close to him. So I went back into the footage and see if I could find any other takes, and I did have a much wider one that worked a lot better. Originally, I wanted you to kind of see his silhouette through the barn, but then you saw too much of him. So I painted in the back of the barn to close it up, added the new sky in, added some more grunge to the front of the barn. I was really happy with the animation in this shot. It had the right amount of weight. I've been fighting that the whole project, but this was one shot where he kind of had the heft that I've been looking for. And then he was fun to light because I just kind of plopped him in there, turned off all the lights, and then just only put in a couple area lights, just highlighting a few kind of the edge pieces just to kind of fill out some shapes, just so you can kind of see that there's something in there, but really doesn't show too much. So after the barn shot, I was going to keep animating, but the more I looked at it, the more I noticed that there was a lot of inconsistencies between shots all through the timeline. I decided to do kind of like a QC, a quality control pass, which is not uncommon. I mean, I used to do that working on Franny's feet. We'd get a team of people to go through and just kind of point out things with fresh eyes. And coming back to some of these shots after not looking at them for 2 years, whew, wow, I made some bizarre color choices. I used different sky replacements, different sky images. So some skies were super blue, some were like almost green. I went a little nutty with the color correction in the beginning because I didn't know what I was doing. Not that I know what I'm doing now, but at least I don't know what I'm doing now consistently. So they all at least look the same. They have the same feel. And then just cleaning up mats, cleaning up, you know, some bad roto here and some weird flickers, and just cleaning the shots, just making them look a little bit better. And so in the past 3 weeks, I've done about 160 shots, and the movie looks a lot better because of it. I guess the plan now is to finish for the fall. I don't want to release it in the summer, even if it's finished, because I always had this vision that they'd be able to go to school and be like, you know, it's done. Because they're looking forward to it, their friends are looking forward to it, and you release it in the summer, it's just like dropping it down a well. No one's going to hear about it. Their friends aren't around. I think it'll be a lot cooler in school. I mean, their classes have projectors. They might even be able to show it in class. I think it'll be, I think just get more bang for their buck, you know. I'm not really sure if I'm going to be doing any more episodes between now and when it's released. Without just giving the whole thing away, there's not a lot of other stuff I can kind of cover. Yeah, this is probably going to be the last one until I'm really close to going. I just can't wait for the movie to be done. Then I can give away the robot and people can play with that. I'm really looking forward to just doing a version where the footage is on top and the final movie is on the bottom, just so you can see an A/B of the whole movie before and after. I think I'm really looking forward to uploading that. I think that's going to be a lot of fun. But yeah, things are good. I'm happy. What can I say? Things are moving forward and I'm a positive beam of energy.